Fellow Toastmasters, guests, today I get to talk about something that has always intrigued my mind. Ever since I was a little boy, before I even had anything like this, I started drawing things like this. I started drawing the designs to make an airplane. And at 14 years old, I got the chance to purchase one of these as a kit. Back in the day when they weren't made like this for you right off the shelf, you had to put them together piece by piece. That's what's called, this is called an almost ready to fly. I put that thing together all by myself and it flew. And I loved it. I flew it many years and I crashed it many times as well. And then I upgraded. So I'd like to demonstrate with a few things about flight. And first, I'd like to demonstrate how this particular aircraft works. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I'll try and do the best I can. And actually, it'll be backwards for me. But the first thing is about these remote-controlled aircraft is that they're controlled by a transmitter. And you're supposed to turn the transmitter on first, and then the radio on the receiver. And then you have control of the aircraft. And there's three main controls plus the throttle. So you have a roll control, which is controlled by the ailerons, so left and right. And inside there's servos that actually control that. So there's a battery inside here that controls the servos. Then you have elevator, which gives you the lift or puts you down in a dive. Actually, that's a dive and this is lift. And then you have the rudder. And the rudder is important not only in the air, but on the ground, especially in the ground, because you definitely have to get it down the runway straight in order to take off. If you go on the grass, it's not so good. It can flip over. So those are the basic controls, and then throttle you can't really see, but there's actually, you can hear it, and there's a little throttle right here. It's just like a car engine back before there was fuel injected. It takes air in, and then it adds fuel. There's a tank, actually a fuel tank inside here, and it doesn't run off of gasoline, it runs off of what we call nitro fuel, or glow gas. And it has nitromethane in it to help it burn faster, and then it also has oxidation qualities in it to actually combust. It's similar to, this particular engine is a two-stroke, it's similar to a diesel engine, where there's no power once it gets started. It runs on its own compression. And then you have two-stroke engines which actually run like a car engine where there's valves that open up. So I've demonstrated the controls of the airplane. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you lose control of an airplane. This particular airplane was one of my favorites, P-51 Mustang. And as you can see, it's pretty tore up. And this particular crash, like I said, I've had many, was caused by my error, by the crew chief in the military terms, is the guy that actually maintains the aircraft, failed to have a fully charged battery inside the plane to control it and lost power to all these servos. So the engine, this is one of the four-strokes that I was mentioning. It actually has valves inside this blue cap right here. And then it mounts onto this area here. And obviously there would be a propeller. And then the little pilot guy came loose as well. And I crashed this out at Beale. We actually have a remote-controlled flying club here on base. It's near the family camp. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but there's some lakes over on that side. And that's where we fly. I'm actually the president of the Beale Whispers. Now, I've showed you the controls. What happens when you lose control? Now I'd like to demonstrate actual flight. And I'd like to do that with a little guy that I really love, and I don't really like electric things that much. I like the gas-operated powered aircraft, but this is a little cute little mini quadcopter. And hopefully I can talk and demonstrate this at the same time. So it's similar to an aircraft where you have forward movement and the battery's low on it, so I'll have to just make do. But You have forward movement, and then you have back movement. Your up and down is controlled by the throttle, up and down. And then your right and left is controlled just like your ailerons would be. Up. And the battery's out. You basically get the gist of it. It's a really fun little thing, and I could change the battery in it and actually fly it again. Maybe after the meeting's over, I could fly it for you guys again. But that's basically, this is my passion. I just love planes. I love to fly them. I love to do loops and rolls and crazy things. If you've ever seen any videos on YouTube, you've seen people hovering straight up and down where the plane is directly up and down like this. And that takes a lot of control with all of the surfaces and large control. But this is my passion. This is what controls it. This is what happens when you lose control, and that's actual flight. So thank you very much. Yes.